In the golden age of the city of Mithila, when sages debated in palace courtyards and kings held council under moonlight, there lived a prince named Sattva. Known for his grace and wisdom, Sattva was a favorite of the people, the joy of the queen, and the shadow of the king. But what no one knew, not even Sattva himself, was that he was not of royal blood. He had been found as a baby, wrapped in silken cloth, floating down the river in a carved wooden cradle. The king, who had lost his only son in war, took this as a divine sign. He raised the child as his own, never speaking a word of the truth, not even to the queen. As Sattva grew, so did his kindness and virtue. He often spent time in the city's poorer districts, tending to the sick and sitting with the elderly. Yet behind the palace walls, envy stirred. The true-born nephew of the king, Prince Baruch, longed for the throne, and he had just uncovered a secret that could destroy Sattva forever. One stormy night, Baruch crept into the royal archives and unearthed an old scroll bearing the royal seal, the truth of Sattva's origin. Fueled by ambition, Baruch presented the scroll to the king before the court. "Sattva is no prince," he declared, voice sharp as thunder. "He is a castaway, a fraud. The blood of beggars runs through his veins." The court gasped. The queen fainted. The king sat frozen. Sattva, still unaware, was returning from a village visit when a royal guard intercepted him. "Your presence is required, my prince." Inside the courtroom, silence choked the air. All eyes turned to him as Baruch handed him the scroll. Sattva read it slowly, once, twice, then looked up. Not a flicker of anger or fear crossed his face. "If it is true," he said calmly, "then I am no prince. I am simply Sattva. Let the crown go to whomever is fit to wear it." He turned to the king. "Father, thank you for everything." And he walked away, out of the palace, out of the city, into the unknown. Sattva walked into the night, barefoot beneath the thunderclouds, his princely robes sodden with rain. The guards did not stop him. The city gates did not close. In the hearts of the people, something had shifted. Awe, confusion, and sorrow followed him like shadows. He found refuge in the woods beyond Mithila, where monks and mendicants lived in humble huts. A forest hermit, once a royal advisor who had renounced the world, took him in. "You do not speak like one cast out," the hermit said. Sattva only bowed. Truth needs no crown. In the capital, Baruch seized the moment. Declared heir, he was quick to parade his nobility. Banquets replaced temple offerings. Taxes grew. The people murmured. Rumors spread that Sattva had been wronged, that virtue had been punished. One day, word arrived that a merchant caravan had been attacked by bandits in the forest, and Sattva, the false prince, had defended them. Alone and unarmed, he had reasoned with the bandits and returned the stolen goods. Whispers became tales. Tales became devotion. The king, weakened by grief and guilt, sent messengers to find Sattva, but Sattva refused to return. "I am not the prince," he told them. "I am only a man who chooses what is right." Then came the drought. Crops failed. The river withered. Disease followed. Baruch ordered more taxes to save the kingdom, but the people rebelled. A delegation of elders, priests, and soldiers traveled to the forest. Kneeling before Sattva, they begged, "Mithila is dying. We do not ask for a prince. We ask for a guide." Sattva stood silent, then spoke. "Only if Baruch permits it. I will not fight my brother." To their astonishment, Baruch agreed. But he had a plan. He proposed a trial. Sattva must prove his right to lead, not by birth, but by moral challenge. A council of sages would judge. Sattva accepted. The challenge: to resolve 3 impossible disputes brought by the people. Whoever brought more peace would be declared the true heir. 3 riddles, 3 lives in the balance. The palace courtyard, once a place of idle games and poetry recitals, now transformed into a public tribunal. The people of Mithila gathered, not for spectacle, but for hope. On one side stood Bharuk, robed in gold and guarded by soldiers. On the other stood Sattva, barefoot in plain robes, flanked by monks and children who had followed him from the forest. The sages announced the 3 cases. First trial: the child and the pot of gold. A poor couple had found a hidden pot of gold under their hut. They claimed it belonged to their son, who had unknowingly played atop it for years. But a rich merchant insisted he had buried it there during a past journey, and only just remembered the location. Bharuk scoffed. "The merchant has witnesses. The boy is just a child. Return it to its rightful owner." The crowd murmured. Sattva simply asked, "Why did the merchant wait until now?" He walked to the child and asked, "What do you think this gold is for?" The boy answered, "It's heavy and yellow, but I like mangoes more." The crowd laughed. Sattva turned to the couple. "If this gold makes your son lose his laughter, bury it again, or use it to feed others." The couple nodded. The merchant, ashamed, withdrew his claim. Second trial: the widow's debt. A widow owed money to a banker. Her husband had borrowed it before dying in the king's service. She had no means to repay. Bharuk declared, "A debt is a debt. Let her work it off." Sattva asked the banker, "What did you think the soldier would do with the money?" "To buy armor and a sword." "And did he fight?" "Yes, he died protecting the kingdom." "Then let the kingdom pay the debt," Sattva said, "and let us not charge interest on loyalty." The crowd erupted in applause. Third trial: the disputed baby. 2 women claimed to be the mother of a baby. No proof, no witnesses. Bharuk ordered the child split in 2, a cruel echo of an ancient tale. Sattva held up his hand. "Give me a moment." He held the baby, rocked it gently, then asked each woman to sing. One sang softly, like water over stone. The baby reached for her. "Give the child to her," Sattva said. The other woman cried, not in protest, but in relief. "Yes," she wept. "She is the mother. I only lied because I lost my own child and felt empty." Sattva bowed to her. "You may have lost your child, but not your heart." The sages conferred. Their verdict: in wisdom, in compassion, in fairness, Prince Sattva has proven the virtues of a true leader. The crown was presented to him. Bharuk looked down. For once, quiet. But Sattva stepped forward. "I will not take the crown," he said. Gasps. "I will serve, but not as king. Let Bharuk rule, with guidance. Let the people decide, not blood nor pride." The king, weak in body but clear in soul, stepped forward. "Then let it be known. Mithila shall be led not by royalty, but by righteousness, and Sattva shall guide our court until the end of his days." Years later, Mithila was remembered not for its wealth, but for its justice. And Sattva, the prince who walked away from power, became a legend across kingdoms. He proved a truth that echoes beyond Jataka tales. True leadership is not about the crown you wear, but the burdens you're willing to carry for others.